Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Jack Vader here, and on my side, as always, on a very special Christmas Eve edition, my main man, Mando.
Hey, everybody.
Mando, how's everything, brother?
Great.
So, here it is, Christmas Eve. We got the matching Sith Mist shirts on. Go ahead, show it off. So, what's it say? It says, have a Holly Jolly Sith Mist. So, we wore these last year.
We're going to do it again.
We're going to do it again this year, and hopefully we'll do it again next year. Let's keep up with these shirts.
Yeah.
But tell them what we're here for.
Before the Star Wars Imperial shuttle.
Okay, guys, so we're getting back into the Star Wars stuff. Last few weeks, we've been all over the place. We're doing some G.I. Joe stuff. Having a lot of positive feedbacks. And rest assured, we're going to do some more G.I. Joe stuff, but we're going to get back to our bread and butter tonight. So a few weeks ago, we did the unboxing for the Star Wars Imperial shuttle. I really couldn't wait to get my hands on it because I never actually had one. So tonight, we're going to get into a more in-depth review. So without any further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, guys. Let's get with the packaging. So they don't have a vintage collection of Imperial shuttle. So the only one that we have is there's a couple different versions actually. The ones that I got here is the predecessor to the vintage collection, which was called the Star Wars Saga collection. You see that that logo here in the corner. So this is kind of like the grandfather to the vintage collection. Still pretty good, and the box still matches up pretty good. It is a behemoth. I'm going to do my best to try to keep this and display it, but it's not an absolute necessity, but I do like the way it looks. And this was a Target exclusive. I believe this came out in 2008. So this does use the original mold. We'll show that off in a second. Pictures on the side here is the Death Star, Imperial shuttle landing on the Death Star. And picture in the back here, we got the Imperial shuttle, some action features here, and some other vehicles from the line at the bottom there. And here's the two vehicles. Here's the two figures that it comes with. These figures are not very good, and I will go over them at the end of the review. But they did throw them in there, and they do decent to as a stand-in. And there's another picture of the Imperial shuttle with the wings all folded up and landed. So. Nice, decent little box. Show you the top there real fast, and we'll get that out of the way. So, let's get right into it here. Guys, here it is. This is the Imperial shuttle, and Vader coming off onto the Death Star, flanked by two of his royal guards there. So, I wish I had more figures to set it up. I would love to have set it up with the Stormtroopers and Palpatine and the whole deal, and actually have a Star Wars backdrop. I'm probably going to get some from Cardboard Galaxy. I've seen some really good ones, and I will get that done at a later date. But the important thing is we get a review on the actual Imperial shuttle today. So let's get this out of the way. Man, hold on to these bad boys there, and let's get a good look at the Imperial shuttle. So first, I'm going to show you the Imperial shuttle with the landing gear down, and there is the ramp. Can you get a shot of the ramp there? Okay, and the ramp folds down and it slides out. And this will slide all the way out. Guys, this is not to scale, okay? So this definitely needs to be upsized, but still looks pretty decent. So the ramp comes up there, closes up there, and holds pretty decent. One thing I do want to point out, guys, this is the original mold from like 1983, I believe. So this has been used several different times. It's been released several different times. There is severe mold and degradation all over this thing, and I will point it out, starting with the cockpit. Okay, as you open it up, it's very flimsy. Okay, you see this here. This is what I'm talking about. This mold has been used and abused over time. The window pops out. I was going to super glue it in, but I wanted to leave it in and see if it pops out during the review, just to show you what you're getting into. Because if you're going to buy this thing on the secondary market right now, it's going to be very, very, very pricey. Inside of the cockpit here, and you got to understand that this thing was made in like 1983 as a play feature, as a toy. And things have evolved, become much more of a collectible, and they had to put more detail in this. But back in the day, they put a little sticker in there, and you're good to go. And a little path to the back cargo area there. And so there's two ways of getting your figures into the cockpit. You put them right here, you could put them in through the bottom. Okay, so let's get that closed. And you know, this is what I'm talking about here. This is really bad. It barely wants to stay shut, and just not very good as far as the tightness of the actual seams. And you're going to see that's a reoccurring feature all over. So let's get more shot of the top of the ship here. This is not an actual vent, it's a sticker. And that's just how things was back then, guys. But you got to understand, you know, for 1983, this thing holds up pretty good, and the details on the actual ship are pretty good. If you look at the weathering and on all the details on the actual wings and the actual ship. It's very, very done, very, very well. The weathering looks really good, and that's the reason I got this version of the Imperial shuttle. Down here on the wings, you have some of the guns. They rotate up and down. You got, I don't know what these are. These are intakes or guns, but they don't move or anything. So moving on to the side here, and you're going to see very good weathering, very good paint. And that's what, if you're buying this for the paint, because it's done very, very well. Okay, sliding it all around to the back. Okay, and this is an actual holdover from the old mold. Okay, so you're going to see here, there's no actual light up features. There's no plastic. There's no glass. It's an actual sticker of the thrusters. And as you can see here, the holdover being that this is where the batteries were. There've probably been D cells or C cells. I'm not too sure. They've been big old bad boys back in the days. And there would have been some kind of electronic features in here as far as the electric lights and sounds. I'm not too sure. I never actually handled one. But this is in dire need of an upgrade. Hopefully somebody can upgrade this, or Hasbro is going to make one at some point. And they will. They always do. So can't get this thing to close now. There it goes.
Another good thing about that is because you can put your figures in there for storage.
Now I can't get this thing to close. It's just got a hook right there. It is. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. The mold is severely degraded. And I wanted you to see all this, okay? Because if you're going to buy this, and this, like I said, in the secondary market now, the prices have skyrocketed. I want you to understand you're not going to get a high quality ship like you would get from HasLab or something from the similar price. This will cost you roughly the same price as like the Razor Crest, you know, or if you would have bought the Ghost, it'd have been around the same price from the HasLab. So if you're gonna get this thing, you got to understand that's what you're getting into. And my copy came packaged kind of crooked. You see the stress mark on the gun there. It is messed up, and it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. Even if I was to heat this up with a hair dryer, I can straighten it out, but it's still going to have that white mark. Okay, so let's get this up. Mando, help me out. Let's get those wings down. All the way down. Okay, so what you do for that is there's a handle here. You hold that trigger down, and that releases the locking mechanism and brings the wings down. You're going to see like the seams all over don't match up. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the mold degradation. But when it's in the flight mode, this looks really good. Mando, what do you think about this bad boy?
I really like it.
Man,
I really do.
When I was a kid, I used to think this was Vader's personal ship. So, you know, you'd see him flying around this thing. He uses it on the Obi-Wan show when he goes down to fight Kenobi on the planet. Let's get the landing gear up. Okay, so this front landing gear also serves as a handle. Does not fold up, guys. Okay. One last feature. I'm going to show you. First, I'm going to put this on a stand. And I bought this stand off of eBay. I will put the link in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stand so you can see it with the wings down. Let's get a good shot over here to the side with the cargo bay area. I'm going to open it up. Okay, what I want to point out here, look at the seams. Severe mold degradation all the way across. Like this thing won't even pop in. This is the best it's going to fit in. And it's just barely laying in there. So what you would do is open this bad boy up. Make sure this doesn't fall. Get a good look on the inside of the cockpit or the cargo bay area. These foot pegs on the ground are a holdover from the 3 3/4 from the Kenner line back in the 80s. So they're not going to fit your characters now. I wish they would have fixed that. They did not. As you can see, there's no painting on the inside. There's no stickers. There's no typographs. There's nothing there at all. Pretty bare. This would have to be something a customizer would fix, or just deal with it until Hasbro comes out with a new one. So let's get this put back in here. Put it backwards. Let me see here.
I don't know why that kind of reminds me of like a jail almost.
Well, it probably is a jail. It's used as a transport for prisoners. And I'm trying to stick this back in. It's just not going to pop in, guys. So that's just like I said. It's just a holdover from the mold being old. So let's go ahead and get a good shot of that from a distance, and let's get some final thoughts on this bad boy. Actually, First, I want to get a size comparison. Mandel, let's get that Republic gunship down here.
Okay. Here we go. I forgot how heavy this thing is. Jeez.
Okay, so
There you
put
go.
the Republic gunship right there. Let's see if we get a shot of that side by side. And you're going to see that this Imperial shuttle, it's a beast, guys. It looks great, especially if you got this stand. A guy out of Australia made this stand, and looks really good like this. And I'm gonna hold on to it, man. Even when Hasbro does finally come up with a better one, I'm gonna absolutely hold on to it. So one last thing I want to go over before I forget was the actual figures. Cameraman, let's get a shot of this real quick. Here's the accessories that it comes with. This is the plastic container that it comes with. You get Vader's hilt, you get Vader's saber extended, you get a staff, and you have a electrical gimmick there you would put on the staff. I'm not too sure what that's for, but that comes with. There is the Vader. There is the Imperial Guardsman. This Vader is terrible in every single which way, shape, or form. It doesn't bend. It barely gets a bend. It got all kind of just weird bends in it. It got like a swivel on the elbows. This was just a stand-in, guys, and it looks terrible. He's got like a silver chain. I don't know where they get that from. This is just terrible all the way around. This Imperial Guardsman is not too bad. It's just a little stand-in, and I'll use that because, you know, if you just got them standing there, it works out pretty good. But these are definitely not articulated 3 3/4 that we're used to in the vintage collection, especially the modern ones now that are really, really, really advanced. These are definitely not something you'd want to display. This was something like I'd put that Vader in the cockpit and like this guy standing outside the Imperial shuttle. So, all right, man, let's get some final thoughts on this thing.
I really like the details on it. It's stupid that the pegs don't work with the new figures.
Yeah, I wish they would have upgraded that at least. But you know, it's not a big loss. I'm just not going to put something in there. I'm just going to display it like this, and looks really good like this until Hasbro comes along and does something a little bit better, upgrades this. This probably needs be a good 40% bigger. You know, enough where that ramp comes down and maybe get the lights down there. That'd be a great HasLab project. I think it'd be fantastic. Hopefully we'll get something like that.
Yeah.
We'll never know. So big day tomorrow. We got Christmas morning. We're gonna get up early, play some games, and probably gonna start doing that tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and take us out tonight, guys.
Okay.
Let's have a Merry Christmas to every one of you guys. It's been a great year. Made a lot of new friends. Made a lot of new subscribers. A lot of followers on my Instagram. Check me out on Instagram as well. And I love talking to you guys. I love answering your questions. I love interacting with you in the comment section. So if you have any questions about this or anything else, please let us know. If there's anything else in the world you want us to review, because we've got a lot of stuff. We're definitely going to stick it to the Star Wars stuff mainly, but maybe branch off into some wrestling, some Star Wars stuff in the new year. So with that said, may the Force be with you. May the sun be in your face. May the wind be in your back.